Hi everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison and I'm back. I took a week off from crypto. Nearly took a week off altogether from crypto. I just checked it. Well, I checked in every day with crypto, but I didn't really check. Well, no, I kind of did. I did, but I wasn't as involved with crypto as I usually am. So I'm back now, back starting with the CYT-Crypto show. Took a week off. We'll kind of talk about that a wee bit later on, but I'm just going to see if we're live or not, just to make sure everything is working okay. I think we are. Yes, we are live. So we've got a few people in, so I'll just jump over just now. Hopefully the sound is okay. Just now, changed a few settings just to make sure everything was okay. We've got Aram in the house. We've got Chris Noble is in the house saying welcome back. Good to be back, Chris. Simone Hendricks, Cole Phillips, morning mate. This is unexpected, a bank holiday. Yeah, it's bank holiday in the UK. But just keep going with it. Stephen Quinn from Bangkok is in. Adverhagen. Stephen ASS is in from Wales. Friedrich Lutz is in. JC Stander. Kim O'Brien is in house. Welcome to you, one of our brilliant admins. George Charles is back with us. David Schwartz, Jacob Hopkins, and Bruce Drudling is in as well. Good to have you back. Thank you very much. It's good to be back. So there's a lot been happening in crypto. And I put a message out to the premium members this morning of the group, just saying I was getting caught up over the last couple of weeks. I was getting caught up with the sentiment that kind of Bitcoin price was going to fall. But all we can do really is trade the charts, trade what's in front of us. And that's kind of what I'm doing just now, to be honest. And with BitMEX, I'm off BitMEX altogether. I kind of got wiped out on BitMEX. So I'm not going to be trading on BitMEX. And that's because of the big, huge spikes that BitMEX has kind of up and down. So I got wiped out in one of the kind of down spikes when it kind of spiked down by about $300-400 or something. So I got wiped out of there. So I'm no longer trading on kind of BitMEX just now. So again, just being open and honest with you. That happened a couple of weeks ago, just about 10 days ago or something like that. And I thought, oh, this is just a nightmare, this. And I thought I had it kind of licked because I was up. About 100% ROI I was up on it. So I kind of got wiped out from there. So that was a lot of the kind of trading money I had. And I was using it for BitMEX 25x trading, which is dangerous, very dangerous. I should have went 10x or 5x. But that's in hindsight. So crush the likes if you like these videos, everybody. Crush the likes again. We'll get back into the habit of crushing likes. So if you've not liked this video already, like it just now. Go down and like this kind of video just now so we can get it out to more people as well. Christopher Dalsin is in the house. Peter J is in the house as well. Mac Paulin has joined us. Yeah, David Schwartz is saying, why is Telegram kicking crypto groups off of it? And is our group safe? Yes, our group is going to be safe. We've got an alternative group on Facebook. So if anything happens with our group, the premium group and the CYT-Crypto group, we've got the Facebook groups as well, although I'm not really much in there on the Facebook. But if we do get kicked off Telegram, we will be going into the Facebook group and just staying on the Facebook group. It could actually be better, but there's not as much kind of chat in the Facebook group. It's not as active, shall we say, but we can get it active if anything happens with the Telegram group. I know I think it was Blockchain Whispers are getting kicked off. I heard about that this morning as well, and a couple of other kind of groups are getting kicked off, and I think it's to do with all the maybe scams that are going on with Telegram. I think that's what it's to do with. If we're all getting kicked off, then obviously we've got the Facebook group, so there's no worries there. Liam Hunt's in the house. Welcome to you. Black Label 46 is in the house as well. So yeah, don't worry about the Telegram group. We'll still keep going. We've got the alternative in Facebook, and we can just jump over there and start chatting there. Although it doesn't have the same feel as Telegram, because with Telegram it's kind of up to date at every second, and there's loads of people talking. With Facebook, it's a wee bit different. It's a different animal, but it's still a good kind of place to be as well. Mervyn Skidmore's in the house as well. Me crush you like it. Excellent. So crush these likes, everybody. Okay, so we're going to go over to the market and see what's happening just now. Right, we have the market capitalization at 218 billion just now, with Bitcoin showing a price here of 6,744, and we'll go over to the Bitcoin charts and look at that. Bitcoin dominance is still high at 53.3%. just now. So a lot of people are still getting into Bitcoin at the moment. And this is pushing the alts up as well. And this kind of rise above the 6,700 level, but we just can't seem to get above that 6,750 or sustain that above 6,750. So hopefully we can do that possibly today, but you just never know. You just never know as well with kind of Bitcoin what is going to happen. And I believe, no conspiracy theories, but I believe it's just heavily manipulated at the moment. So we're sitting at 6,725. This is the Bitcoin USDT price on Binance. What's the price on BitMEX? That's the inverse swap. $6,707. So I showed you last week. I put a note out the other day to the premium members and showed you the ascending triangle and said, okay, if we break out of 6,540, it means we're going up from here, and that's exactly what it did. It stayed within its trend line, kind of hit the trend line and then bounced right back off it. So we can see here, that's exactly what happened. We had this ascending triangle here, bounced off that and went up to 6,000, nearly 8,000, $6,800 it hit, and before it came back down. But it's kind of trading sideways at the minute. You can see that here. It's just trading sideways. It's wanting to go higher. Bitcoin price wants to go higher, but we just don't know what's going to happen. And over the last kind of couple of weeks, I've realized nobody has a freaking clue what's going to happen with Bitcoin price. Just nobody has a clue. We can only trade really what's in front of us. And just been looking at the 15-minute chart. Seems to be the best one to kind of look at, but you can see it's all over the place just now on a 15-minute chart with Bitcoin. It's still trading sideways to a degree, but it's all over the place. See these massive drops from 6,800 down to 6,600 or below 6,600. So there's $300 swings on Bitcoin just now, and it's kind of crazy at the moment. But the overall trend, if we look at the overall trend for Bitcoin, the overall trend is still up. So we go from here to here. We'll get rid of these. The overall trend, and this is from kind of August, in the middle of August, the overall trend is still up at the moment. Get rid of this big one as well. And it's kind of sticking to that trend line. So if we're going below that trend line, obviously we have a couple of times here. If we go below that, and we'll kind of probably come down a wee bit more from there. So if we go below that trend line of 6,600, obviously it looks as if we're going to go further down. But honestly, nobody really has a clue what's going on, and we can only trade what's in front of us, as I keep saying. So that's with the Bitcoin price, but there's been some good rises for the alts, especially Nano has kind of gone up recently as well. Nano's jumped up 300–400% over the last couple of weeks. We'll just see where that is, down just now. But look at this price rise from the 14th of August. 329% Nano has gone up. 329%, which is fantastic. Another great one, I kind of spoke about this a couple of weeks ago in an article for Xtrade that I do, is Dent. Dent went up 156%. And I was saying in the article that Dent could be one of the ones that go up 100% before the end of the year, but it didn't take till the end of the year. It just doubled up from where it was. I think I called it about 28, 29 Satoshi, and it doubled up to 60, nearly hit the 60 mark. So that's one of them. The other ones I called on that day as well was Pundix and Hot. So I still think they're going to go up 100% before the end of the year. And if we do get a Bitcoin run, I think Hot and Pundix are going to double well before the end of the year if we get a run on BTC. I think that's definitely going to happen. We'll just look at Pundix just now, see what's happening with Pundix. It's kind of, we'll just look at the 4-hour chart. So we've gone from a low of 19 Satoshi and kind of a recent high of 36 Satoshi. But I still think this is going to go up to 50. Well, I think it's going to go up to 100 Satoshi before the end of the year, if I'm being really honest. But being conservative, I think we can hit 60 Satoshi. It's at 28 Satoshi at the moment. And we'll see what happens. We'll just look on Binance just to see kind of where it is just now and what the trading volume is like. So we've got 121 million selling, and we've got 245 million, not people, this is number of coins, 245 at 27 Satoshi buying. So it looks as if we are going to go up with Pundix. And the thing is, once you get past 35 Satoshi, it's kind of plain sailing from there. Obviously more people will come in to sell at these prices, but you can see there's only 29 million there, 53, 43, 48, 43. So if we can get past that, that would be fantastic. And you can see these are all sales at the moment. Not many people, these are all buys, sorry. Big sale of 5 million there. So I think Pundix is going to do well if Bitcoin kind of stays where it is just now and just kind of keeps going slightly up as well. Hot, that's not been so hot over the last kind of couple of weeks, but I do think that's going to double up to at least 20, 30 Satoshi. Well, double up to 20 Satoshi from here. So we'll see what happens with Hot over the next couple of weeks if the Bitcoin price rises. Okay, we'll go back to chat. Who else is in? Simone Hendricks, seems like your video is a bit delayed. Sugar. Right, so we've got the settings. Stream options, enable DVR. We've got that. We don't want the monetization on. So it might be delayed. It might be delayed. So we'll just have to, I don't know what's happening there. Christoph Dalson, Liquid platform launches 4th of September, competitor, potential partner for Backed. You need to take an in-depth look at it. I will have a look at that, the Liquid platform, Christopher. Ascending triangle. Yes, it was an ascending triangle, but it broke out from that. So we'll need to see if there's an ascending triangle. What are you talking about at the moment? BTC, USD. Yeah, it still is an ascending triangle if we kind of look at that. And kind of go here, round about. Yeah, so we're still within an ascending triangle, so it needs to break out from that 6,800 before it goes higher. And we want to keep on this trend line, which has been doing kind of all the way up. So we've still got another bigger ascending triangle from the one I showed you previously as well. And I like the ascending triangles. It does give good indications for it. So I do like the ascending triangle. Just move that up a wee bit. Yeah, so it needs to break out of that 6,800 if we're going to go higher from here. And I did say before I kind of went off that I thought it was going to go up to 7,000 within a couple of weeks. And it's nearly kind of getting there. Nearly getting there. So we want to break out from 6,800 first with Bitcoin. Then we want to break out from the next kind of resistance of about 7,100. And then we're kind of going on up to the 7,500, 8,000 from there as well. So if we can break out from 6,800, it looks as if we're going to go higher. And that's a bit squint. Just like to get it right. So it's not quite 6,800. We need to break out from 6,750 is what I said in the kind of premium channel this morning. So if we can break that, it's looking better for Bitcoin. But you just never know what's going to happen. You just never know. And you can only trade what's in front of you, as I said. But it's looking okay at the moment. It's looking okay. My TA accuracy is at about 50%. Yeah, I think everybody's about 50%. Bitcoin is going down or Bitcoin is going up. So it's 50-50. MacPawn, still have my NPX buy at 20, 21, 22, 23. Brilliant. Bought MFT 2 days ago and I will keep like NPX for a few months. I think that's a good strategy. A good idea. Davey Stewie's in the house. Good morning to you, one of our brilliant admins. Really miss your voice, mate. Smash those likes. Thanks very much, buddy. I've missed a group as well because I've not been really much in the admin group either. And there's always good chat there, and I've not really been in the premium group either as well. Tammy Low is in. Good morning. Good to see you back. Thanks very much, Tammy. Good to see you. Nick Evans. Good morning, Steve. Good to see you back. Missed out on getting into Pundy. Volume was so low and put off by previous bad experience with bots. I know. The bots are just a nightmare. And to be honest, Alan Hammond is in the house from Perth. Excellent. Christopher Dalson, video's fine, no delay here, not delayed for me. Thoughts on Babb. So I've got a kind of news on Babb. Well, I've not got news on Babb, but Babb kind of released this. This is about 4 days ago, and it's given me more confidence with Babb as well. So this article, and I'll put the links, all the links to the articles for what I'm talking about today, I'll put them in the show notes as well for you. So this is a banking license kind of application deep dive. So what they're really saying here, this is Paul and Adam are kind of talking about the banking licenses, and what it looks like, and as I said, I'll give you the link to this article. What it looks like is that Lithuania is going to be the best one the quickest one to come out. So it looks like that is what's going to happen. So the 1.5 million they raised on the crowd sale, obviously that's going to go towards completely for the Lithuanian kind of banking license and go part towards the UK banking license as well. But they're also talking to private investors and they're also talking to other possible kind of countries as well for banking licenses. So in this market, in this type of market, I know Babb are really kind of down just now. They're down about 66-70% from their highs, but it just gives me kind of more confidence with what Babb are doing and more confidence in my kind of decision to stick with Babb and hold the tokens, the BAX tokens. As you know, I've got a lot of BAX tokens. Probably my portfolio is down so much just now anyway, but I've got about probably more than half in Babb just now. And I'm just going to hold because I do believe in them. I do believe in what they're doing. And I think they're quietly working in the background and quietly confident that they're going to get the banking licenses, particularly for Lithuania. I think that's going to happen the first one. So they're still in pre-application stage. And really what the pre-application stage means is they're talking with the banks and the regulators, etc. And they're getting everything, they're getting all their ducks in a row before they put the full application in. But when they put the full application in, everything should have been sorted out, all the little niggles. There still will be a few, obviously, but the pre-application will sort out all the niggles, and they're talking with the banks or the banking regulators just now to see to sort out all those little niggles before they put the full application in. So I'm really confident that they're going to get a license out, and I'm hoping before the end of the year. I'm hoping before the end of this year. It was looking like it was going to be the beginning of next year, and it still might do that, but I'm just much more confident with Babb at the minute. And this is a good article actually from Paul and Adam. So I like this. So they're talking about any other irons in the fire just now. They've got a few irons in the fire, but they can't give many details the same. We're talking to other regulators as well at the moment, outside of the European jurisdiction, and we're keen to investigate other possibilities. We've obviously looked at applying in Bahrain, which we spoke about previously as well in the past, and this is very much a part of the plan in the future. We're also speaking to regulators in other jurisdictions about their appetites, what they want for the financial infrastructure, and how we might be able to help. So we're just exploring what the opportunities are and whether it will allow us to go to the market quicker while keeping our main focus on the European licenses. So that in and of itself is quite a good thing as well. The UK and Lithuanian licenses are the key for us. However, looking into other possibilities doesn't impact the proposition or affect what we want to do. Ultimately, it's about proving our capability to manage risk and control frameworks. So it's looking really good for Babb. Babb price is not doing well at the moment, as you know. It's in around 9 Satoshi just now. And obviously they're mainly kind of paired with Ethereum, and the Ethereum price is way down just now. So where was the highest? They were up to 33 Satoshi. They're down to 9 just now. So nearly 70% off where they were. But it's not as bad as some other cryptos who are nearly kind of 80, 90, 95% off from where they were in their highs. So I'm still extremely kind of positive on Babb and still hold a lot. I've not sold any more since I kind of sold 10 million, 11 million a few months ago because I was way top heavy in Babb and I was just kind of a wee bit jittery. But I sold them and still happy I made that decision, but I'm still holding, I think it's 31 million Babb, just be honest with you. So I'm holding 31 million BAX tokens at the moment. I know people say you shouldn't tell you that, but just be honest with you. Just go back to chat. Stephen SS, thanks Steve, my pleasure. Rob UK is in the house, welcome Rob, good to see you buddy. another one of our brilliant admins. Chris Cash, morning Steve, good to see you again. What are your thoughts on Backed? I don't really know too much about the Backed and what's going to happen with it, but obviously it's big news. Backed is really big news, but we're going to see what happens in the future over the next couple of months with that. Curious as to your thoughts on the delegated system of the Tron networks as a whole. Again, I've not been following Tron for a while actually, and I know Tron is positive, lots of positive kind of news in the kind of news stories out. If we look on Crypto Panic, there's lots of kind of positive news on Tron itself, and I still think Tron for the long term are going to do really, really well. Where are Tron sitting at just now? TRX 343 at the moment. So they're on a kind of an uptrend on the 4-hour chart from about 300. They were down as low as 259, but that was a spike down. That's when the Bitcoin price fell. So they're doing well at the moment. For the long term, I just think Tron are going to do really well. We'd really like to see you get involved in TRX community on Twitter. I think you'd be a great leader in the community. Thanks very much for that, mate. That's ex-Halifax. I do really like Tron, and I'm still extremely bullish on them for the future. I think they're going to be really big, and they're doing so many things that people think they're going to fail because they're doing so many things. I don't think they are. I think they're really going to come up and rise to the top as well. I really do. Matt Pond, does Babb will be on Binance later on or too expensive for them? There's no point in Babb going on to Binance. It's just costs way too much. It's for me, I think it'd be a waste of $1 million to $2 million. I know it spiked the price, but I just think it'd be a waste of a couple of $1 million to try and get on Binance. I think what they're doing just now on KuCoin is good, although they're not trading much. There's not much trading volume on KuCoin at all for Babb. But I still will see that kind of rising when they start to get the banking license. So that's good. Now we'll look at some news. If you want to look at kind of aggregated news, Crypto Panic is a brilliant site, so go to cryptopanic.com for aggregated news. This is a story I've seen. I think this is I've seen this from Crypto Bitcoin Chris as well. No, that wasn't it. It was another one. It was Ian Bellini's story, or Ian Bellina caught pulling 2.5 million USD and frauding his own fans. So this is from, I'm just going to see if I can find this. This is from an article and for the ICO Chromaway, which a lot of people think are going to 100x when it comes out. And Ian Bellina was kind of involved in that, and there's kind of allegations that he's being caught frauding his own fans, basically. So I can share the story with that as well. But a lot of people are kind of really down on Ian Bellina at the moment, and it's saying he's an easy scapegoat, but no worse than all the other VC and ICO scammers. People hate on Bellina for scamming maybe 5 million and flaunting it. Meanwhile, the big VC and ICO scammers discreetly made off with billions in the past year, tricking newbies into trading their precious BTC for useless tokens. So it looks as if, in this kind of story, it looks as if Ian Bellina is a kind of scapegoat for some things, but I'll kind of share the story with you and you can make up your own mind on that as well. But this is the thing about being really open and honest. If you're kind of really open and honest and you're just saying, if you're going into an ICO and you're just saying you're looking to make money, this is what I'm doing, this is exactly what's happening, I don't think you can go far wrong. I don't think he would get this if he was kind of really open and honest about everything. He was kind of in that scandal a couple of months ago as well, Ian Bellina, about getting hacked. Was he hacked? We don't know if he was hacked or if it was just to not pay the taxes for that as well. We just don't know. So that was a story that kind of caught my eye today as well. Another story, Bitcoin may end the year explosively higher, says Bitcoin bull Tom Lee. So Tom Lee is a co-founder of Fundstrat Global Advisors and a well-known Bitcoin bull, has recently argued a relatively unknown correlation between Bitcoin and emerging markets may mean the flagship cryptocurrency will end the year explosively higher. So speaking on CNBC's Trading Nation, Lee noted that both emerging markets and the cryptocurrency have been in a downtrend this year. After peaking earlier this year, per his words, he expects them both to recover. And he said, until emerging markets begin to turn, I think in some ways that correlation is going to hold and tell us that sort of the risk on mentality as those buyers aren't buying Bitcoin. So he's saying there's a correlation, a direct correlation between the emerging markets and the Bitcoin price as well. And he thinks both are going to go up. And when we start to see the emerging markets coming up, that's when the Bitcoin price is going to start to go up as well. So I thought that was a really interesting article as well, and I'll share that with you as well. Ripple. Ripple's XRP potential to be the highlight of the year, 2000 Weiss Ratings recommends. I've been saying this for a while, that Ripple I think is going to explode soon. I don't know where the Ripple price is at this precise moment. It's still under 5,000. Still under 5,000 Satoshi. So this is on the 4-hour chart. It has been as low as about 4,000. This was back on the 13th of August, a couple of weeks ago, when the Bitcoin price kind of crashed. But has since recovered from there and gone up about 25%, and it's been up about 50%. So I think Ripple is going to explode. I do think it's just going to, before the end of the year, I think we're going to see at least 100% on Ripple. And same with ADA as well. That's another one I'm kind of really bullish on. I think that's going to explode as well soon. They're doing really good things at Cardano. I think the team is great. I think everything they're doing is just great, and I think it's really going to explode and get 100% ROI if you... This is my opinion, so you have to put your big girl pants on, big boy pants on, do your own research and all that. I'm not your dad and all that rubbish, but this is just my opinion, and I'm not invested in ADA or Ripple. I just think they're going to do really well. If I had the money, I would invest heavily into them. I really would invest heavily into them and just hold. I would just hodl XRP and ADA. Same with NPX and HOT maybe as well. So that was Ripple. What was the other one? Tron transaction surge on Twitter and Telegram with 11 million TRX sent. So Tron's crypto community is taking full advantage of a new platform, makes it easy to send TRX through Twitter and Telegram. Shortly after its debut, more than 11.6 million TRX has already been sent using Seedit. So the noteworthy number is thanks in large part to Operation Tronstorm, an effort to send TRX to celebrities and create a buzz on Twitter. So it's a kind of marketing, it's not a marketing ploy, but it's a marketing kind of effort as part of the marketing efforts. So they've sent it to Oprah, Kanye West, Ellen, Snoop Dogg and Pope Francis. I think Ellen was sent, but she sent XRP a couple of months ago as well. Here's a look at how Seedit works. So if you can check out that, I've not checked out Seedit yet, but I think this is a marketing effort from TRX, and I think it's a good one as well. I think he always thinks outside the box, Justin Sun, and that's why I think he's going to make it. He's going to hit a home run, big huge home run. He kind of already has as well. Ripple bull flag. This is more positive sentiment about Ripple. We'll leave that now. BTC founder, the next Bitcoin halving will push prices to $60,000. So Bobble E, Bitcoin set to surpass 60,000 is simple math. So what he's saying is the cryptocurrency market has had its fair share of bulls and bears over the years. Bobby Lee, the co-founder of BTC exchange and Charlie Lee's brother, ostensibly falls into the former category, recently issuing a series of tweets regarding its underlying bullish sentiment on Bitcoin. So he's saying when Bitcoin passes the 60,000 price level in the coming years, it will reach a total circulation value of $1 trillion. That will be a huge milestone for BTC, and it will lead to more price stability, higher global liquidity, and even faster adoption worldwide. I think this is eventually going to come for Bitcoin. I really do think it's going to eventually come, that we're going to see 60,000, 100,000, eventually $1 million for BTC. Although we can't conceive of that at the moment, I still think it is definitely going to happen, particularly if it's going to be adopted as sovereign currency as well. I'm going to be speaking about that as well. So mining, halving and liquidity. Lee quickly received a lot of flack from Bitcoin pessimists, with many noting that its reasoning behind the prediction was shallow and vague at best. Seemingly responding to the criticism, the BTCC executive later issued a series of tweets that were meant to bring credence to his aforementioned prediction as well. So this, again, it's an interesting one, and he's obviously a Bitcoin bull as well. You've got a lot of Bitcoin bears out there just now, but I'm very much an optimist at heart, but you have to look at the two sides. This is a story on Cointelegraph. SEC U-turn on ETF rejection, a balancing act for adoption. So it's been an interesting couple of days for a number of exchanges which are hoping to get green light to launch various Bitcoin exchange traded funds. On August 22nd, US Securities and Exchange Commission released its verdict on 9 separate ETFs submitted by 3 applicants, ProShares, Direxon and Granite Shares. The move denied the trio permission to move ahead with plans to launch the respective products, and ProShares were looking to launch a pair of Bitcoin ETFs. Direxon had sought approval for 5 products, while Granite Shares hoped to launch 2 offerings of their own. However, the SEC made a U-turn on that original finding on August 23rd, putting out a statement that it would review its decision on all 9 ETFs. So the regulator has not released a deadline for its review, but it means that these applicants may still be able to forge ahead with their ETFs. So this is the fear from the SEC, and we can see it ourselves in the market as fears of fraudulent behaviour and price manipulation. I think this is fairly evident that the Bitcoin price is being manipulated just now, and that's what's the problem with the SEC just now. But they're going to look at those kind of 9 decisions, not 9 decisions, but 3 decisions that they made on the ETFs for 9 ETFs. So they're going to kind of review that, but they've not got a date for reviewing it. So that's good news as well. And we'll just go back to the chat and see what's happening. Andreas at Spanham, good morning to you. What are your thoughts on ICX? I really like ICX. They've done really well over the last kind of couple of weeks as well. Just look at ICX. Just now, look at this kind of price action from just under 8,000 Satoshi, and we're up to over 13,000 just now, and it has gone as high as 15,000. But I do like them for the future, and I did hold ICX for a long time, but I kind of sold, not near the top, but I sold out when they were kind of much higher than this just now. So I do like them for the long term. So it's doing well at the moment, it's doing brilliant just now. Coming down a wee bit at the moment over the last couple of hours. But for the long term, yeah, I do like the project. ADA is going to fly, pay crypto. I think ADA is really going to fly. XLM, I don't know. I've not got too much thoughts on them, XLM. And that's from Jacob. Any thoughts on Dig at the moment, Steve? I'm still holding a small bit. No, I've not really looked at Dig because we got into Dig. A lot of people got into Dig. I was kind of really looking at it, got into Dig and then got out of it again. But a lot of people are still holding it, and a lot of people are still really bullish on it. But I've never looked at it over the past couple of weeks, to be honest, Davey. Mervyn Skidmore, 1 million BTC. My nipples will explode with delight. I think more than that will explode with delight as well. Realtors in the house, morning to you. Mike D is in the house, welcome to you, and I'm one of the brilliant admins. Never seen you for ages, mate. That seems like ages. Morning, Steve. Good to see you back, mate. It's good to be back, Mike. Johnny V, did you ever check Car Vertical, Steve? I think their use case is really great. I didn't really deeply look into it. It's market cap of just under 5 million, 12 Satoshi. Kind of way down on where it was, been as high as 100, nearly 200 Satoshi, so 90% down from its high. But no, I didn't deeply kind of do a deep dive on it. Any other news stories that we're going to have a look at? Yeah, the SEC have decided to review the Bitcoin ETF. Kind of just shared that with you. That was just another story on it. This was something that I didn't take a deep dive on it. 70% of the top 100 exchanges are accused of wash trading with 6 billion in fake daily trading volume. That's another thing I was going to look at as well. I don't know if I've got it here. Yeah, BitForex. If we go into CoinX just now, CoinMarketCap, and we look at Bitcoin, this is something that really kind of bothers me actually. If we look at the markets for Bitcoin, look at the top two. The top 2 markets are doing supposedly 10 times more volume than kind of the next one, which is Dogetrade, Coinbase, Binance. So 20 times more volume than Binance over the last 24 hours. Well, about 17 times more volume is BitMEX and BitForex. Never heard of BitForex until a couple of weeks ago. Never heard of it, but it's very similar to BitMEX. And BitMEX is doing 2 billion in volume. Now, is that fake volume? Is it actually 2 billion worth of Bitcoin over the last 24 hours? Because of the leverage trading, obviously, as well, is that included in the kind of leverage trading price? So if somebody's trading 100, would that be included in that as well? I guess it kind of would. So I don't know what the script is there and how they can justify, CoinMarket justifies saying this is actual trading volume or is it fake volume. So I'm getting concerned about BitMEX and BitForex as well. Not just because I've been burned on BitMEX, nothing to do with that. I'm just getting a bit kind of concerned with, I don't know, there's just something not right with BitMEX and particularly BitForex, just because it's exploded onto the scene. And that was, yeah, BitForex 24-hour trade volume is over 5 billion, and CoinMarketCap community screams manipulation. So this is an article from AMB Crypto as well, just looking at the volume of it, but nobody's really heard of it. I'm sure obviously people are trading on it, but a lot of people haven't heard of it. And this was the Ian Bellina story. This is interesting. I find this really interesting about kind of countries going, looking at cryptocurrency as to be a sovereign kind of currency. So Iran finalises national cryptocurrency draft document, regulations imminent. So Iran has reportedly finalised a draft document on the matter of cryptocurrency in the country. This move comes as the government plans to create a state-issued virtual currency to circumvent US sanctions. Now, in my head, when I kind of read that, and obviously this is just kind of my thoughts, obviously there's kind of US sanctions there for Iran, and obviously the US don't want to kind of impose sanctions as well for various different reasons because Iran's got a lot to offer. And I'm just wondering if there was a virtual currency, a sovereign currency for Iran, would like the likes of US and kind of Europe and whoever's kind of put these sanctions on them as well, would they secretly kind of give them cryptocurrency but still impose on the top level that people are saying US sanctions and kind of other sanctions as well from Europe and UK, etc. I don't know if that would happen. I think it would happen. I think there'd be a lot of kind of secret handshakes with cryptocurrency, whereby on the front, on the face of it, there would still be US sanctions, but I think underlying would be the US and other countries would be secretly kind of buying into this kind of cryptocurrency for Iran as well, in a way to get what they want. So I'm not really a conspiracy theorist, but I've got a lot of these kind of theories and stuff I look at as well. So with kind of politicians in general, in my life philosophy is trust everyone until they give you a reason not to trust them. In my personal life, that's my philosophy. Trust everybody until they give you a reason not to trust them. But with politicians, trust nobody until they give you a reason to trust them. So I'm totally the opposite with politics. And that's what I think kind of might happen here. But it's interesting that more and more countries are talking about sovereign currency as well. I think that's it for the news. That was about Chrome Away. So I'll put all these links up for you as well. Johnny B, did you? No, that was, I've just checked that. CNY Monk, oh my god, LOL. Irish and sketchy. Morning everyone. Morning to you, Tony Fernandez. Good morning, Steve. Any thoughts on Kin? Kin is, it's not doing well at the moment, but it's up and down with Kin. So you can see there's kind of peaks and troughs with Kin. So for the long term, I still think it's going to do well. It's at 82 million market capitalization just now. It has been as high as $1 billion. So 90% off where it's just now. But I think it's going to do well in the future. And I do like them well. I do like them for the long term. Not holding any Kin. Now I told you that the kind of last time. Not holding any Kin. I did sold out the last time as well. But I do like it for long term. Pet Crypto. The SEC is looking out for my money. Repeat 3 times without laughing. I know. Tell me about it. I know. Wolf Lenkowicz. Dear Steve, how did your trade go on Bitcoin on the leverage? Shit. Absolute shit. So I got stopped out. Well, no, I got liquidated. So to tell you the story with BitMEX, I put 0.98 Bitcoin in, and I started trading with that, and it was all going well. Everything was going fantastic, and I put a trade on. I was up to about 2 Bitcoin. So I went from about $6,000 to $12,000, kind of trading over kind of 10 days, and then there was a massive kind of spike down on BitMEX, and it kind of liquidated me altogether. Totally got liquidated on 2 Bitcoin. So I just thought, right, that's it. I'm not going to kind of trade on leverage. Just way too dangerous. Or if I go back in, I'll just trade on 3 to 5x leverage if I'm going to do that, because your liquidation price is much further away. So if you're trading on BitMEX, for example, if you're trading on BitMEX and you do 100x leverage, it means your liquidation price is much, much closer to your buying price. But if you trade on 5x leverage, your liquidation price is way below your kind of buying price. So it's much better to do something like that, and just, you can still trade on 3x, 5x or 10x, but I would never kind of go back in again with 25x because of these spikes. And we've seen, I don't know if we can see this. I'm just going to look at this just now. This was weird when I seen it the other day. It was the inverse swap contract. Now there's something, I seen this on the chart the other day with BitMEX. There was a huge spike up. It was a wick that went right over $8,000. That's on the 4-hour chart. I'm not seeing it now. It might be in this one. So see this wick here, this is on kind of BitMEX. This wick here from 6,400 all the way up to 7,149 within a space. I'm just going to look at this on the hourly chart and see where this wick is. Yeah, it's there. So within a space of an hour, it jumped up $700. Now, what would happen there? And this is why I'm not kind of trusting kind of BitMEX. What would happen there if you were short on kind of Bitcoin? If you went short there, you thought, okay, this is definitely going to go down. So it's coming down, then it kind of jumped back up. If you were going short there, you'd have got kind of liquidated your price. If you were short, say 6,500, and it kind of shot right up to 7,150, which the price didn't. It didn't go up to 7,150. It was just on BitMEX. The price kind of spiked up here. That would have liquidated a lot of shorters out there. A hell of a lot of shorters it would have liquidated. So this is why I'm not trusting BitMEX. I understand that you can make money on it, and it was making money, so I'm not putting BitMEX down. But these spikes that I've seen a couple of times now, big spikes like that, were nothing to do with the actual trading volume itself, is kind of weird to me, and just doesn't make me trust them at all. But a lot of people are making a lot of money on BitMEX. If you're long here, it'd have been a different story as well. If you're long and you had a kind of get out price of 7,000, that'd have been fantastic if they kind of acknowledged that as well. So that's what happened with BitMEX. Christopher Dalson, do not touch BitMEX, do the opposite of the majority. Yes. House always wins. It does. It does. So you be the house. ZenY Monk. Yeah, you try and be the house. Chris Cash, Steve, that wick was a glitch. No actual BTC were traded or position sold. They announced. Ah, right. I didn't see that. My apologies to BitMEX then. My apologies. Because I seen that kind of the other day. When I looked at this 5-6 days ago, and I thought there's something really fishy here. So I didn't actually check out. Obviously, with it being a week of crypto, I've not looked too deeply into the markets. So thanks for that, Chris, and apologies to BitMEX. Christopher Alson, that spike happened when it was a record high of shorts. LOL. Matt the Carpenter, ONT and Nano have been good this week, but I keep exiting a trade too early to take full profits. Better some than to get too greedy, I guess. Yes, ONT I think are going to do brilliant for the long term as well. We'll just see where ONT is just now. Yeah, they're doing really good. From a couple of days ago. And they're down at 32,000 Satoshi. They're now up to 37,000. It had been as high as 38,000. But even a couple of weeks ago, when they were down to 18,000, so you've doubled, almost doubled your money there. If you got in here and just kind of rode it all the way up. That'd have been fantastic if you managed to do that. What was the other one you were talking about? Nano, yeah, Nano's been excellent. That's up 350% nearly. Okay, I think that's it for the moment. We'll just take a look at a few others that are doing well at the moment. QLC are doing good. They've just spiked up just now. It doesn't seem to be a pump and dump either. So QLC have went up to from 812 to 942, 16%, and coming back down a wee bit just now, but it doesn't look like a pump and dump. And that kind of crossed over on the 1 hour chart. It's 775, so from 775, 21% for QLC. And they're definitely on an uptrend at the minute. QLC. What's the other risers? Blockchain, Block Mason credit. They just jumped up as well, spiked up, crossed over about 12.75. MFT. They were really down. That had been a brilliant price to get in at 66 if you could manage to get in at 66 or so. Because they're now up to about 104. That would have been a kind of rise of about 60%. And we spoke about MFT a lot. What are the kind of lower ones doing? I think the 500 Satoshi level, all the coins under 500 Satoshi, this is kind of how I kind of look at a market as well, to see how many coins on Binance are under 500 Satoshi. I think we're down to about 34 under 500, and we were as high as about 43. So under 500 just now, you've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. 2 to 4 to 6 to 8, 30, 32, 34, 35. 34, 35. I think 35 under 500. But a couple of weeks ago, we were about 40 odds under 500 Satoshi. So this is looking good. And the coins under 100 Satoshi has fell as well to 2, 4, 6. 6 are now under 100 Satoshi. A couple of weeks ago, it was about 9 or 10. So it's dropped by 40 kind of percent. The coins under 100 Satoshi. So that's looking good as well. So what ones are looking okay? MFT Storm, they've kind of gone up big time as well. They were under 100 Satoshi at one point. POE, they didn't quite go under 100 Satoshi. So these are the coins I would be looking at to trade, and that's why I like HOT. But if we look at HOT at the moment, see where that is. Just look at the kind of order books. 1.5 billion at 9 Satoshi to buy, and 1.8 billion at 10 Satoshi to sell. I just think this is going to be a really, really good long-term hold, or longer-term hold, talking about a couple of months. I think you're going to get definitely 100% ROI on that, on HOT. Same with Pundix. And we've got Pundix for the community coin. It's not worth much at the moment. So I think we'll just keep that longer term until the price goes up, or we can still dish it out for the community coin in October if you're eligible for that. BCN Dent, done brilliantly, 23 Satoshi all the way up to 60 or 59 Satoshi. So still going well just now. It's coming down a wee bit on the order books. See a coin. It came back up from 6 to 8. So just need really keep an eye on the BTC price. Coming down just now under 6,700, but we're still above. We've still crossed over on all the major charts. On the 4 hour chart, we've crossed over. 1 hour chart crossed over as well. We've not gone down again. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it there just now. And wish you all a good day. And remember, crush the likes, everybody. If you like this video, just hit the likes just now if you've not done so already. 52 people watching just now, which is good, which is really good. And if you like this channel, if you've not subscribed already, remember to hit the subscribe button and actually kind of hit the notification bell as well. So this will be me back to normal again in the mornings, and hopefully nothing else will kind of get in the way. We're selling a house just now. We're looking to sell the house just now as well. So there's lots going on in kind of personal areas, and lots going on in business area as well, the other side of the business. But still loving crypto, still loving you being here, still loving you kind of joining me in the mornings for a cup of coffee. So thank you very much, everybody. Have a brilliant day, whatever you're doing. Until next time, namaste. Take care. Bye now.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.